United we win. Give thanks for life. Mr. Holness, sir, you are a man with no moral goodness or no moral stand. All your pretty speech about Miss Curtis are meaningless if you can't let your wife apologize to her for accusing her. What is it, sir? You and your wife think you are too big to apologize? Shame on you. Shame on both of you. Listen to this, my people. Let us have the discussion in the comment section below. Listen to what this man is saying and tell me if this man is honest.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to pay tribute and to acknowledge the work of our former clerk, retired clerk of the House, Valerie Curtis. When I entered the House as a younger parliamentarian, I found Mrs. Curtis to be a valuable resource. As all members will agree, those on that side, those on this side, and those who may choose to speak as well as those who would not speak, I'm sure there is general agreement that when you enter this house, you are lost. You are entering a world that is very complicated. Procedures and conventions for which you can only learn by experience. And it is indispensable that you have the staff of Parliament, particularly the clerk and her assistants and deputies, who are able to guide and, I dare say, protect you. And I found that in Valerie Curtis, our retired clerk. I had occasion to travel with her on parliamentary conferences. One readily comes to mind in the Cayman Islands. And I found her there to be very knowledgeable on parliamentary practice and procedures. And I relied on her as a young parliamentarian. I would have had to make a presentation. And I remember working with her the night before to complete my presentation. And she was very helpful. And I'm indeed very grateful for the assistance she gave in helping me to prepare my presentation, which, by the way, was well received and went very well. Yes. And I'm here saying I'm very grateful for her assistance, as I'm sure she would have helped you as well. And I hope you express your gratitude to her. Yes. I also recall on many occasions, Madam Speaker, members, when I served as leader of government business in this house. And again, Valerie, forgive me for being on familiar terms, our retired clerk, was again an indispensable and invaluable resource in ensuring that the order of the house, in terms of its business and procedures, was well maintained. And those were some difficult times, Madam Speaker. And what I can say about our retired clerk's disposition is that she was always patient. She was always very respectful and showed, I think, extreme deference to the members of the House. And that helped. because you did not have to worry, Madam Speaker, about the usual considerations of ego and sensitivities when you have to make tough decisions or you need to get to the point to make decisions. So if you were to ask the former clerk for advice or ask her for some documentation or some support, and for any reason you would say, I need this urgently or I need this now, you would not have to worry about any offense being taken because she understood the environment in which we operated and made herself available to provide the support as needed. And so I had a good working relationship with her as leader of government business in the House for a few years. As Prime Minister, again, I found her to be quite helpful and, again, an invaluable resource to ensure that the front bench and the various leaders of government business that I would have appointed, that they were able to execute their job in an efficient and effective manner. On her elevation to the post of clerk, I thought it was well deserved. Clearly, she has served this House well. She lifted herself by gaining knowledge and experience, by getting that knowledge and experience certified, and by her works. And her appointment, I am sure, by all members, was welcomed without any reservation. Madam Speaker, you have mentioned that there is a particular administrative matter which has made its way into the public domain and which would have cast a certain unfortunate shadow on a career that has well served this parliament. Madam Speaker, I note your statements regarding your own respect and acknowledgement of the service of our former clerk. I note the statement made by the leader of opposition business. We join in saying that we too would want her to be here to receive our tributes in person. And you will recall that a few weeks ago, the issue was raised as to whether or not we would do our traditional tribute as we would for any other speaker. And at that time, I stood and said, most definitely, that would be the case. And in keeping with that commitment, we now rise to our feet to pay tribute. I agree that there should be another event where we are able to speak directly to the former clerk. And I would ask the leader of government business to collaborate with the leader of opposition business to ensure that that special event can be arranged and that the entire parliament, members and staff, could have that done in short order as well, as soon as the clerk is available. In closing, my tribute to the Speaker, Madam Speaker, my tribute to the clerk, Madam Speaker. The clerk has given yeoman's service. Nobody questions that. And I think all of us have a personal connection and relation with the clerk. I certainly do. I've known her for more than 20 odd years. And I think we can all agree that what has transpired in the public domain is indeed unfortunate. I would say, however, that in the course of professional relationships, there will inevitably be differences in perspectives. There will inevitably be administrative and procedural differences. But as the speaker said, when it comes to assessing the overall contribution of the individual, when it comes to assessing, and nobody can question that, the commitment of the individual, the contribution of the individual, that we must be fulsome, that we must be forthright. And as our former clerk retires and moves on to other things, we wish her well. And she should know that she has the respect, love, and admiration of the Parliament of Jamaica, which she served unreservedly. Madam Speaker, may it please you.
Thanks, Prime Minister.
Closing out for now, this is One Avenue News. Avenue for your news, views, reviews, and much more. New spot on the block where we chat. Looking forward to meet you in the comment section. So flick the subscription button, turn on notification bell. Let's journey together. And please remember, we need solution, not confusion. United we win, my people. Art of love.